Good evening, YouTube. This is MTP Flyers, and I've got an unboxing from MyGearStore. My buddy over there contacted me the other day and asked me, for some information because he wasn't in the office and he wanted to get a package out. So today's Wednesday. Here it is. Let's go ahead and get into it. Just some afterthoughts while I'm opening this up. The BlackBerry event was awesome. New York was awesome. I went to a couple different Apple stores. You guys saw... Oh, you guys didn't see that video yet, did you? Oops. You guys will see that video. I gotta edit it yet. Completely forgot. On a sad note, not really a sad note. It's not really that important. I returned the camera. I thought about it, and the main reason is... I don't know. It's just too expensive. I decided, let me hold off on it. I only had like 3/4 of the money, and then I had to, I had to put the rest on the credit card, and I just don't want to do that. So that, and I don't know. It was too much money. I think my wife would have a cow. She's in Japan right now. I'm sure she would come back and be like, "Really? You had to spend that much on the camera?" So I just don't feel like dealing with it. But again, it was expensive, and people were like, "You should get the T2i." Oh, that's even more expensive. So back to the drawing board. Whatever. So this is all open. Let's go ahead, drop that, just so you guys know. There's nothing wrong with the camera. The camera was just fine. So let's go ahead and get into this and see what MyGearStore sent us. First and foremost, ooh, look at this. Skosh, this reminds, oh, this is interesting. The Bandit, I guess that's kind of like the band. Oh, and then they got the polycarbonate back shield. So it includes the, oh, okay, that's actually pretty interesting. So it's actually not a thin piece, it's a fairly thick piece that goes on the back, and this just goes around it. So it's like half bumper shield, half the Griffin reveal, which I'm using right now. So white, purple, and pink or red. So that's pretty cool. We'll have to try that out. Depending on how much is in here, this could be a long video because now I want to try these out. So what I'll do is I'll get everything open, and then what I'll do is get the phone cleaned off and cleared up and get everything set up, and then I'll come back, and that way you're not killing yourselves. Ooh, more colors. Oh, excellent. So you know what that means, don't you? All right, gray, blue, and black. I want to try the white out, so try that one first. Let's see, what else do we got here? Holy cow. Got a gumdrop. I did see a couple reviews on the videos on this, so that'll be interesting to try that. It's like a knobby feel, so pretty key. Almost like a silicone case, but on steroids. Let's see here. Incipio Feather, ultra thin case. Probably very similar to the Nude by Switch Easy. So we'll get into that. That's a weird color. It's almost like a peach. I don't know if that's really doing it any justice on the camera right there. Well, I saw more of those in here. So let's go ahead and take these out. Ooh, that's cool looking. All right, we got another feather, which is green. So we'll get into that. Trexta coming out with something. Is this for 4? This is for 3G, 3GS. So that's pretty cool. It's not soccer, football. Look how they put the football on there. So that's another snap case on there. So we'll have to try that out. And what else do we got here? We got another feather. This is actually clear. So is that clear or is that black? That's actually black. I'm sorry. Pretty cool. Put that over with the other ones. And let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, coming out with some uncommon cases. Pretty nice for the 3G, 3GS. Those are very nice cases. My wife loves her uncommon case. Larry Greenberg gave me one, and I passed it off on to her. And she loves the case, absolutely loves it. She may want to try one of these out. And, uncommon, you can make your own on the website, but they are coming out with some designs that they are selling. So that's pretty cool. And what else do we got here? We've got the I Love iPad case. So my wife has the iPad right now, so we can't try that out, but we can definitely take a look at it and see what we got. And last but not least, in this plethora of stuff, another feather. You know, it's so funny, I almost bought one of these tonight when I was back at the back at Micro Center. This is a feather for the iPad, so that's actually pretty nice. I like that. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll go ahead and focus on primarily the iPhone 4 stuff, since I have the iPhone 4, obviously. And maybe I'll just take those out and take a look at them with you and see exactly what we got. Are these for the iPhone 4 or 3GS? No, they're for the iPhone 4. iPhone 4, iPhone 4. Okay. So guys, let me get situated and we'll switch the camera angle and have it more in front of me. Guys, so let's real quick just go through the stuff that I don't have the iPad 4 and the 3GS, just so you can get an idea, and we'll take a look at it. The feather, I'm guessing, would be like any other. They do have a little cutout here at the top, and it's definitely smooth, just like the feather for the phones. And it's actually very nice looking. You know, nothing special, just a preference as to what you may like. I know the Switch Easy Nudes are more of just a plastic back, so this is like a soft, almost like a satin, like the spec, and it's the same on the inside too, so it'll protect it from getting scratched. I can definitely tell you that. And it'll be open at the bottom and the top, so nothing special there, but it does come with a screen shield, so, and squeegee to put that on there, so you definitely can't go wrong there. You actually get a free screen protector for your device, so that's actually really nice of them. And you know what I'll do is I'll throw the prices up on this stuff as well as we're talking here. In fact, this one already went up, so long gone. I just figured I'd mention it. The iLove looks extremely interesting because it looks like it's another one of these stand/case designs that we're seeing so many of, which do look good. And let's see here. You know, it's funny. I got a comment. Somebody told me that this was too big for unboxings. I was like, oh, what? Have you seen John Forlaker's unboxing knife? and scissors that people have? If there's anything that's too big, it's a pair of scissors. I mean, seriously. Sorry. I know I complain too much. But too bad. Alright. Let's get into this sucker. Alright. First impressions. It's a very... It's not leather. It says leather. Maybe it's a different kind of leather that I'm not used to. But it's very rough. And you can't scratch it either. And it is Velcro on there. It's got the iLove tab on there. You take that off. It's very strong. So that's actually good. But this has got some weight to it. So that'll definitely stay there, I hope. And once you open this up, you can actually slide the iPad in on the side. Sorry, it took me a second to realize that. And the really cool thing that they have here is you can flip this around and you can actually take the Velcro portion and stick it back to the Velcro itself. You can actually stand that up. Now, of course, with the iPad not here, it's going to look a little different, but that's very nice. And you can turn it around on the side and actually be able to type while you're on there. And the inside is real soft. It's going to protect your iPad. No problems whatsoever. Everything looks like it might be open to reach your buttons, and your speakers open, your docking port. So I'll be interested to try this out and see exactly what we got going on here. And you know what's funny? They even have... Oh, here we go. I'm curious. Now, they have it... Now my brain is really starting to work hard here. What? Huh? They have it the other way, too. Sorry about that.
This way.
They make it seem like it's a flip up to the side. Like
oh, no.
Guys. This might be a different...
No, it doesn't. No, look at the picture on the right, dumbass. No, all the way...
Flip back cover.
Does that... Oh, my God.
And detach the strap.
No, don't... Just stop. Don't... Oh, my God. Here we go.
Oh, my bad.
No, you still don't know.
And look at that.
And he
That's
detracts. Oh, look at the pretty
that's a lot of
Velcro.
Velcro.
Oh, look at the pretty Velcro.
Oh,
It sticks
you know
real
what, guys? That
good.
actually makes that
No,
a
you still
little
don't.
bit.
Stop. Stop. Just
I'm not quite sure.
stop.
I can't let it go on any longer. This is just debauchery 101. Now, how does this sound? This must sound a lot better than what it did. Anyway, the point why I'm here. This case, the real way, once you figure it out. Yeah. Was it like 2 hours ago? When you take this piece off, it actually allows you to get a steeper angle on the landscape. So it doesn't necessarily stand straight up if you have the room to let it sit back just a little better. That's what it's supposed to be for. We're just going to skip the rest of my stupidity and get back to the video.
So, all right. You guys kind of get the idea what these are. I'll just do one of these real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at the Trexta just to get an idea on how it feels. Because the leather on their cases, from what I saw at Macworld, it was just amazing how nice they were. Yeah, I'm debating on how to attack this this packaging because it doesn't look like it opens up anywhere. Let's go ahead and no. There we go. I guess that's what we're gonna do. You guys tell me. Maybe I should have like a... Okay, there we go. So, it's a snap-on case. And you know what's funny? Trexta, I don't think, used to offer screen shields on their stuff. So, bravo to them. They've changed it up a little bit. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, you always want to have stuff on there. They actually have warranty. It comes with a lifetime warranty. Look at that. Check out their website for more information. Trexta.com. Very nice. And very soft inside of the case. Very soccer feel on the outside. There's actual stitching on there. And that actually is stitched on there. If you guys can see that. Very nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. To try that out on the wife's phone. Very cool. Good deal, good deal. And I was impressed with Uncommon's cases, the Uncommon case, when I did mine for the custom job. I got the Winter Classic on my phone, on my case, and I was extremely happy with it. And if I'm not mistaken, yep, there's a 20% card. I'll probably end up giving these away. And you know, it's a very nice case. They've done a good job with this. I know there was an issue with the buttons here tapping the side of your buttons on the side of the phone. We'll see if that's something that's changed a little bit. I still don't see. Looks like they may have cut it down a little bit more in there. So we'll see exactly how that turns out. But hey, it's a very durable outside, very shiny, sorry, very shiny and very tough. It was, you know, there's no scratches on mine. So it'll last you a real long time. And very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's go ahead and clean up. I'll be right back. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I wanted to get all that just moved around. So what we'll do is we'll go real quick through this, try these on, and then I'll probably just do, you know, an update on each of them as I go through and try them out. So let's go ahead and try the gumdrop first. And I cleaned my phone off, got that all ready to go, so we don't have to waste time with it. And these just have a little bit of tape here. By the way, you want to talk about, I have the anti-glare, anti-fingerprint on here from SGP. You want to talk about the most perfect install I think I've ever done. Look at that. There is not one piece of dust, not one piece of hair, nothing on that screen shield. Greatest screen shield install ever, and I didn't video it. Go figure. All right, so with the gumdrop, it's a knobby feel to it. I guess it's supposed to be a gumdrop. And that's all you get with it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just saying. Throw that on, and you massage it into place, and you know, it feels like you got a therapeutic thing on your hand going on there. You know, you can massage your hand. But as you can see there, you got to line up the buttons and the holes. That's what she said. And everything is cut out. You can get to everything extremely easily. Headphone, sleep awake button. Nothing over there. Your bottom is completely cut out. I'm sure you'll be able to plug most of your jacks in there. I know I have a larger 30-pin jack connector, dock connector, that may or may not fit, but I actually put my iPhone and my wife's iPhone in the dual dock by Dexum, so not bad. It gives you a very minimal lay on the table design, and like I said, you can get to your buttons. You know what? I take that back. Let's see here. With the knobbies, you know what? That's a little bit annoying because of the knobbies on the top. It sinks your button in there. It doesn't really stick up all that much, so that's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Okay, I mean, it's not horrible. It just you definitely know that you're have to turn your phone on. You know, like you're like So I don't know if I necessarily dig that too much. Should have looked at that first before I spout it off. You can get to it. It's just these knobbies really bump you. Maybe they should clean those out and not have those there, so you could get to that. Or, you know, do what a lot of other people do with the fill-in and the cover the buttons and the volume buttons and the sleep awake. I don't know how that's going to be trying to get a headphone jack in there that, you know, that could bump the sides. Maybe you'll push it aside and do your thing. But, you know, it's a different looking case, something new. You know, you don't have to worry about dropping it. It's got good drop protection. And like I said, very minimal lay on the table. It does come across the bottom here and go around your home button. So that's nothing annoying. So that's it, I guess, on that. I guess I shouldn't have spent as much time as I did on a silicone case. It comes off very easily. I don't know how much of a lint catcher it is. So we'll see. Let's move on to the next case. That's something different. You know what? Let's try the Incipio Feather. I did have the Feather for the 3GS, and I was concerned a little bit because of the chrome bezel showing. But now that we don't have that, I don't think it's a concern anymore. I don't mind trying out slim fit cases. Yes, it's glued so tight on these things, but you know what I think I'm just going to do? I'm just going to... I can't necessarily do that either. Back what I was saying is just that there's no chrome on this now, and no bezel that you have to worry about. So I don't mind having such a little protecting on the side type of case. You know, before it was all about worrying about it protecting the chrome bezel and everything. Okay, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. And if it's like their other feathers, I'm sure it'll be nice and smooth on the outside, and it is. And a very square design, a la the 4G. And I believe... Oh, there they are. You get one screen shield, two screen shields, squeegee, and a cleaning cloth, or microfiber. So... nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and throw this on. Everything is open. You just simply click it on. And again, reverse lay on the table design. Everything's open at the top, on the sides, and on the bottom, clearly. And your camera is lined up just fine. I don't think you're going to have any problems with flash going back into the screen because it is a matte finish on the back of this. Same thing with the gumdrop. I showed you guys that was lined up pretty darn well. I don't think, again, you're going to have a problem with that. So, very nice. Nothing wrong with that. A very clean design. Very well thought out, you know, as far as how they wanted it to look and where they wanted it to cover. So, but, like I said, this is something that you're going to be putting down like this, not on your front. Of course you can, but you just want to be careful. So, not a bad case at all. You know, it's typical Incipio with their cases. I guess the one knock I would have against Incipio is with the new phone, they've just taken the same names, same designs, and just made them for the iPhone 4. I guess if that works for you, you know, go with it, right? I mean, what's the point? That's good business tactics if people want the same case, you know, for the new phone. But I would be more, you know, happy to see, you know, some form of new design. But what are you going to do? Scosche here has something that's a little bit different from what we've seen before. A different way of looking at it, I should say. There's no tape on this. They've taken the band and they've taken the hard shell on the back and they've made it 2 pieces. I'm guessing this is going to come apart in 2 pieces, right? Oh, there you go. It's just a cover there. Hold that in. So what we got here is a silicone just like the iPhone case that they have out there. And Scosche does not give you anything with theirs. And the biggest difference is, of course, this comes apart and comes out. So let me just go ahead. They don't really get into the they don't really get into the details on what you need to do. So I guess you just go ahead and lay the piece on there. I think this goes like, no, that goes like that. So it's looks like it's going to grab around the ledge here as it edges all the way around. And of course, you know, I want to keep the phone clean while you're doing that before you put that on. And I would only imagine, which I hope it doesn't, but it probably will, this plastic will probably scratch up as much as my Griffin Reveal has. By the way, there it is, you can see. I mean, that's a scratch. Look at that. I've had that for what, a week? So, anyway, better that than the phone, right? So, let's go ahead and I guess we just wrap this around the phone and we work that on and work around the shell here. Yeah, I guess it kind of fits in there and wraps around it. That's a little bit weird. I guess there should be a channel in there for that to grab that so it doesn't stick up as much. You know what? Let's take a look at this real quick. Is there a ledge in there? It doesn't look like there is a ledge in there. It just, maybe it's a little bigger to grab the piece around it. So let's try this. Let's go ahead and slide that in there now, and then we'll work the phone. And this just reminds me of the, well, that's not going to work, is it? Yeah. All right, there we go. And of course, I've got my fingers, grubby fingers all over. What the hell am I doing? That. Dumbass. All right, so we've got that laid in there, and all we're just going to do is come across the sides here, just like you do with the Griffin Reveal. And you got to work it in a little bit more because it's not attached to the case. So that is a damn near exact replica of that Reveal, except this cuts out a little closer. This does not. It just goes all the way around. Again, your volume rockers buttons are covered. Great access to your vibrate switch. The headphone jack is exposed. Of course, the little microphone up there. That's easy to push. You know what? Let me double check the volume rockers. They are, I think, a little bit getting used to. They're semi-responsive. You know, turning it down might be a little bit of a chore, but I usually just like this. I guess you can hold it if you want to turn it up and down, but that's a little bit tough to do that. I don't really necessarily think I've had that much of a problem. The bottom is cut out exactly around your speaker and your microphone, and your 30-pin dock connector is open. And that's about it, guys. You know, you have a nice lay on the table design. Enough. It is a little bit minimal. But how much do you really need? You know, it lays on there and then it doesn't hit. So I like the design because it's a different color and we don't have any other colors. I don't know if you could go without... Oh, you know, it's funny. They give you one shield and the bands for the rest. So it's not a shield for each one. It's just a band. So they give you a collection of colors to switch it out to do that. So you guys let me know what you think about that. And we'll go from there. But, you know, it's the band plus the back. Except the back comes out, unlike this one. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try these out for a few days, and we'll come back, and you know what we're going to do with these. So stick around. Guys, thank you very, very much. This was a nice long video. Had a lot to look at. My gear store. Thank you guys very, very much. This is awesome. You guys are going to reap the benefits of all this. Now, of course, when we give this away, we're going to have to give you all three because I can't give away a band to one, and I don't think it's going to fit right if we don't, if you don't have the plastic on the back. I think that would just be cheesy anyway. So we'll let the winners decide when we go through that how we want to do this. You know, as far as like what colors you want. So without it, I would guess it would be a little bit loose, and it is. You got that because of that gap up there for the plastic to fit around. So that's not going to work. All right, guys. Thank you again, My Gear Store. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and you know, you guys do a great job over there. And I'll be back with some reviews on this, and we're just gonna start throwing them out to you guys. You guys have a great night. I will talk to you later. See ya.